keep seniors safe and safe during the pandemic, of course. But our next guest says there's an important difference between physical and social distancing. Antrina Curry from Caring Hearts with Healing Hands Home Care Services is here with some ways to stay connected. How you doing, Antrina?
Good morning, April.
Good morning.
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm so glad you're here because I have a 90-year-old mom who, we kind of have been distancing from, but you're saying there's a difference, and explain the difference between social and physical.
So seniors play a very important role in our communities today. So while we're making them safe, we want to make sure that we are using the correct verbiage also. There is a difference between social distancing versus physical distancing. We want to physically distance ourselves from our seniors. We don't want to be socially distancing from them. We don't want to be socially isolating ourselves from them. So, we want to change that verbiage that we're using.
So we start by changing the way we describe it. Then what are our actions after that?
So some actions you want to take. So you want to keep in touch with your seniors on a regular basis. Whether it's through Zoom, whether it's through Skype, Google Hangouts, we got FaceTime.
Right.
We got Facebook. It's different social settings that you could do to stay in touch with that loved one. There's also wellness visits.
Okay, and I just put my mom on Zoom, but part of the problem is I got to go set it up for her and then go back and Zoom with her. So what are some ways to make sure that we still, if we want to physically see them, that we protect ourselves, but also protect our seniors?
So if you say like you're meeting with your mom and you're having a visit, because you want to keep those visits up. You just want to make sure when you're there, you're wearing a mask, you are sanitizing your hands at all times, you're disinfecting the area. You want to make sure, is it an outside setting? If it's outside, you can make sure things are well ventilated, windows open, things like that. And even then, make sure you're 6 feet apart.
Right.
How many visitors will be there? Will it just be you and your mom? Will it be you, your mom, and other people? So each person, you want to make sure they're at least 6 feet apart. But you can always visit your mom. You want to stay visiting her. You want to stay connected.
Tell me about the provisions that you're making, because part of the issue with people who care for the elderly is where have they been, who are they communicating with, who are they social distancing or not from, and then they come into the home. So what are you guys making any special provisions?
Oh, yes. So we're following, strict guidelines and that with the CDC. So in our homes, I call them little COVID centers.
Okay.
So once our caregivers come into the home, we have these centers set up in their home. They have to not be tested, but they have to have their temperatures taken. They have to answer those questions. Have you been anywhere? Have you come in contact with somebody that might have had COVID? Have you had to quarantine? Those are the type of questions we have to ask. And then if they have a temperature, they can't work.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is. So how do you know if you need somebody from Caring Hearts with Healing Hands?
So some things you want to check. How is your mom's eating habits? Has her eating decreased? Does she have meals already prepared for her? Is there a decrease in nutritional values? Is she taking her medications? That's an important piece. Is she missing meds? Is she getting her medications and her prescriptions seen and everything like that? Those are important things that you wanna look at. You also want to look at, how is her housekeeping? Has she been able to keep up her house lately? Does she need help with those things?
Right.
Is she able to get her mail? Is it newspapers and that piled up on the porch? It's little signs like that lets you know, maybe your loved one needs some help. Maybe they need some care.
Well, there's the information right there. Ms. Curry, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate all the tips that you've told us about.
Thank you for having me today.
Sure thing.